What is up, guys? Today we are recapping this past weekend's UFC fight card, Yadong versus Sanhagen, and I'm giving you guys an update on that $500 giveaway. Let's go. All right, so taking a look at the winning lineups here, this one's for the rare contest. I went to DB Sultan, 567.34 fantasy points won you that contest. No duplications. At the captain spot, we have a bit of a shocker here, an upset with McGee. He scored 136.40 for that captain spot. Took that second round submission against Newson, right? A last minute replacement. Newson was the favorite here, so an upset there at the captain spot. A ballsy move, but it paid off here. Song Yadong, if you looked at my previous video, I had him as one of my picks. Him and Ricky Simon. I felt like you needed the main event in this contest because it was such a short fight slate, and he was in the optimal lineup, as you can see here, with the fifth round finish against Simon, and what a fight that was. Yadong is such a beast. 103.81. Boralho, submission win, 106.97. Vieira almost got finished. That was sweating bullets here for Vieira. 90.77. He did pull off the win. A submission was the second round. And Durden, also my other pick, I had him as my safe floor. It's funny here because I had Vieira and Durden as my picks. Vieira, I had him as my high ceiling pick, and Durden, I had him as my safe floor pick. Flopped around either way. As long as you have those two fighters, you did pretty good. Okay, now looking at the core winning lineup, pretty much the same. Different captain spot. Song Yadong was the captain here. The only difference here was Padilla. Padilla was actually scored higher, right? So this winning lineup was more 591.07. So Padilla instead of Vieira. Same thing, but this person, MT Snodgrass, had Padilla, who scored 108.06. Just sweet hands. I love Padilla's boxing. They looked so nice. Had his debut. Definitely a fan of him from the start. First round knockout. Suspect stoppage, but it looked like Russell was pretty damn hurt, so I think it was just inevitable that Padilla was going to put him away.
I thought the ref could have just let it keep going and let me go down. Let the man put me down.
All right, looking at the ownership here, this is important to look at because number one, you don't want to be duplicated. The more fighters you have up here, the more likely you're going to be duplicated. So if you just stuck the most expensive fighters like Simon, Porral, Vieira, Quinlan, and Song, that won the contest, most likely you're gonna split that God knows how many ways, and you don't want that. It's a big no-no here. That's number one, is you don't want to be duplicated. And number two, this goes to show you that you can get efficient points, as I'd like to say. Irina, 97.2. She was going pretty cheap. Generally, the lower the ownership, the cheaper the cards. Padilla scored 108 points. McGee scored 90 points. Trey Waters scored 77. So these are the points that are the best down here because it's twofold. Number one, it gets you different. Most likely you're not going to be duplicated. And number two, you're getting more efficiency. You're getting more bang for your buck, as you can say. Now looking at the core, this is an interesting, and it makes sense because most of the people are spending investing their money in the rare contest and above, and kind of having their throwaway, not to say they're not investing in the common contest, but there's a lot of throwaway cards that people are putting in here. The higher owned fighters in the rare contest go low owned in the common contest. As you can see, Vieira, Porral, and Egger, they are down here as well as Quinlan, whereas those four fighters are up here. So it's inverted here. The low-owned fighters over here are also going to be low-owned over here. Nobody expected Irina to win. Trey Waters down here. The main event is still high-owned across both contests, so that's something to take note of. But most importantly here, if you want to get leverage on the field, get one or two high tiered fighters for your comment card. You're gonna pay up, and it might not be exactly efficient money here, but it is gonna give you a better shot to win the contest, because we all know these high tiered fighters generally are safer picks to score high. All right, so a bit of a nerd alert. You guys all know how to throw in that nerd alert here. Like to look at these numbers. I feel like they're important because we want to know if this is profitable, if we're just throwing our money into a fire pit here. So this past weekend, 429, for the rare contest, $25,000 prize pool. There's 1,920 entries. They gave us an entry value with the 20% rake, as I like to add, because as we all know, DraftKings does like to wet its beak here, as it should, because it has to make its money to run its website, right? 1563 was about the worth of your entry ticket. The optimal lineup was 567 points. Men cashing, you had to have 335 points. The winning lineup, I did not get the final price on that. My mistake. I will fix that for next time. But my entry was $20, which is pretty good. Ended up cashing out $15 there, which I'll get into in a little bit. As far as the core contest, prize pool was $10,000. There was 2,270 entries. So that entry value with that rake was $5.29. The optimal lineup was higher. The min cash lineup was higher as well than the rare contest. My entries, I have 2 entries. I paid up for one at $9.93, almost double the entry value, and stuck around the entry value with $6.31. So next, looking at my beautiful lineups. Not really, didn't produce a donut here, so that's good. Rare contest, I had Vieira as my captain. Yadong, you guys all know I was big on Yadong here. Cohen, Newson, and Collier, I had 3 losses, but still min cashed $15. That is good news. That goes to show you that the contest isn't too difficult to at least produce min cash, because I did have 3 losers. Collier and Cohen did give me 40 plus points, I believe, so it wasn't that bad of a loss. As you guys all know, I like to pick safe. Sometimes I like to pick safe fighters, even though they lose, they don't ruin your lineups. In this case, Cohen and Collier both scored 48 points, so they did not ruin your lineup. Newson did score 7 points, so that does suck, but I still cashed out, so that is great. Going to the core contest, I min cashed this lineup, the one I paid $9.93, min cashed $5 here. Had Yadong as my winner, North winning, Durden winning, but Edgar was my captain and scored very low, and De Lima. So I had 1 loser, but that loser was my captain, and it scored really low here. He scored only 5 points with that captain bonus points, so that's a tough hit to take. But did still min cash, so that's good. My other lineup for the challenge, I did add another lineup because I had extra cards. My other challenge with the lineup had Padilla. I had 3 losers, one of them being in my captain spot, one of them being Newson, who also scored low, 10 points with that captain bonus. So that booted me from the min cash. So a little takeaway from here, I didn't put enough high tiered fighters in my core contest. Totally forgot about that theory. We're gonna keep doing that moving forward. I will add 1 or 2. You are gonna pay more for these guys, and it's gonna look like inefficient lineups as far as investing of your money. But I believe it's worth it, because you do want to get that shot at that winning lineup, which that core did include those fighters, right? How many did it include? It included Borrado, well, just 1, right? It just shows that you need just 1 of those high tier fighters. They include that main event fighter, but at least have 1. Damn it! All right, finally, if you made it to this part of the video, thank you, congrats. This is the $500 giveaway update. 429. We started the week off with 481. We risked about 10% a bankroll 7.6. I don't want to go all 10% because it was a short fight card, and I don't like investing too much on those short fight cards. I did win $20 off of that, so we made up some of our investment back. Finished with 464, lost 16.59 bucks. I am done.